So 3 years ago, I was looking for a new career path and decided to apply for a job as a chemical operator for a company in Utah. Did not think anything of it. I applied. 3 months later, I was contacted by the hiring manager and the supervisor to do a phone interview. After the phone interview, I was invited up to Utah to do a face-to-face interview with this company. And when I got up there, I was driving to the plant, and it was something that I did not expect to see. So after the interview, we did a tour of the plant, and they kind of showed me what I was going to be doing, working with chemicals and making metal. At the end of the tour, it was evident to me that I was going to be the starting process of making nuclear fuel rods, which house uranium pellets, which come together to form a fuel assembly that goes inside a nuclear reactor to create nuclear energy. With this job that I took, it opened my eyes to the realization that I think nuclear energy needs to be our step forward in the right direction. Nuclear energy is very, very carbon friendly than fossil fuels. It burns 31 states across the country are supplied with nuclear energy, electricity, and in those 31 states, 1 out of every 5 businesses is powered by nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is very affordable. I can tell you that my electricity bill has gone up because we do not use nuclear energy here. We have fossil fuel energy. My electricity bill has gone up a little bit every year, but with nuclear energy, prices stay low and stable. So there's a cost effect there. Also, nuclear energy is fuel efficient. So you take one uranium pellet that's about this big, it will produce the same amount of energy as 1 ton of coal. It'll produce the same amount of energy as 149 gallons of oil, and it will also produce enough energy as the same as 17,000 cubic feet of natural gas. So compare one little pellet to all that is phenomenal. Also, the cleanliness of nuclear energy, again, there's no carbon emissions from it. It is clean, it is stable, it's reliable, and also it creates more jobs. So nuclear fuel production produces higher paying jobs, more competitive salaries for those jobs, and not only with the construction that goes on with building a nuclear facility, which is about 1,500 jobs for the construction, and then 400 to 700 permanent jobs after construction for a community. So economically, it makes sense for a community to have nuclear fuel. Also, what it does is, so a lot of people think, well, what about recycling, right? So those uranium pellets, they can take the fuel assembly itself So when it's starting to go bad, they can take the fuel assembly out. They can open up the fuel rods. They can take the pellets out because they've only used a percentage of what they're capable of. So they'll treat those at a plant, and they'll recycle those back into the fuel rods. So you're recycling the fuel. Now, if we did that, you could power the U.S. grid for 100 years on nothing but recycled uranium pellets from a nuclear fuel assembly. So with that, I think that nuclear fuel is where we need to start heading in the direction for not only our environmental, but I believe that it is economically viable to build and to sustain nuclear power plants. And I also believe that it will create jobs. And again, I think it's a step in the right direction for not only us as a community to have power, but it's also a right step in the direction of our environmental safety. So with that, that is why I think that nuclear fuel is the way of the future. Thank you.